One of our top stories this morning, western Montana's mountains are sitting under a record snowpack and with temperatures expected to rapidly rise into the 70s by the end of this week. Weather and government officials are keeping a wary eye out for flooding. Hydrologist for the National Weather Service office in Missoula, Ray Nicholas, said yesterday this week will be the start of warm weather for the area and that the Clark Fork drainage was of particular concern.
Clark Fork River here in Missoula is a big concern because we got so much heavy snowpack in the Clark Fork drainage and the Blackfoot drainage. So both those drainages combined is going to give us a lot of water in the Clark Fork here in Missoula. So that's expected to exceed the flood stage here, and then it's just a matter of how high above the flood stage that we'll see.
Director of Emergency Management for Missoula County, Adrian Beck, said the prudent thing for homeowners in flood-prone areas to do is purchase flood insurance right away.
The most prudent thing that they can do is to start researching and look to purchase flood insurance. Flood insurance does have a 30-day waiting period, and so now is the time to do that for potential impacts this spring. Additionally, is just to maintain their situational awareness, and if in fact they do determine that they need to sandbag, to acquire those resources to do that.
Beck said as the spring turns into summer, the flooding picture will become clearer. And when the time comes, more news on how to protect homes and property will be forthcoming from the Office of Emergency Management. Several police-related stories today. Police ended up chasing a suspect on the south side of Missoula after a woman appeared at the police station bleeding and bruised Sunday evening. According to spokesman Travis Wells, the female said she'd been attacked by her boyfriend, 29-year-old Billy Lee Henderson, after he returned home from a trip.
He suspected that she had been unfaithful to him. The argument continued until they got home, and it escalated to the male slapping the female in the face hard enough to cause her nose to bleed. He was grabbing her about the neck, lifting her up, throwing her to the floor, and punching her in the face.
The woman claimed she was afraid to go to police because of threats and that Henderson had even destroyed her telephone, so she couldn't call for help. Police went to confront Henderson, who refused to answer the door.
Officers responded to the address of their residence, located in the 5800 block of Helena Drive. As they approached, they heard commotion in the backside of the house and saw that he had climbed out of a second-story window and was fleeing on foot through backyards. Officers gave chase and took him into custody and on the 4900 block of Lower Miller Creek Road.
Henderson faces 6 different charges, including unlawful restraint, a second offensive partner or family member assault, obstruction of justice, and parole violation. To top it off, he now faces a felony strangulation charge. Yet another attack. Police were called out to a home Sunday morning after a woman claimed she was assaulted by her partner, who had recently been taking drugs. Once again, spokesman Travis Welsh.
About 9:30, officers responded to the report of a disturbance in the 400 block of Roosevelt. Officers arrived and made contact with an adult female who answered the door, bleeding from the nose. She was immediately taken outside, away from any potential danger. She said that there was a male still in the house.
The male, 53-year-old Kevin Haggard, was confronted by officers after police listened to the female's claims.
According to the victim, he woke her up out of a sound sleep, made accusations that she had taken things from him, and began to assault her. She reported that he had punched her several times about the face and head. He impeded her breathing by covering her nose and mouth at the same time, to the point that she passed out.
Haggard is facing his second partner assault charge and an unlawful restraint, as well as felony strangulation. The Missoula Rural Fire Department stretched thin Sunday, responding to multiple calls. Here's Battalion Chief Greg Orr.
We actually had a couple fires that came in just about the same time. They were controlled burns that, due to a little bit of breeze we had yesterday, they got away from the homeowners, and so they requested us, and we were able to jump on both those fires pretty quick and got them out. But boy, it's sure a good time to remind everybody that, just to be careful, to be heads up and pay attention.
Firefighters were able to cut the flames down swiftly this time, so things didn't get out of hand.
These fires got to, from what I understand, about an acre and a half. And as far as being prepared, really the big thing is, obviously, knowing the weather, making sure there isn't going to be a wind event for that day, making sure that you've got a hose stretched out in case the fire does start to get away from you, that you can try to put some water on it. Make sure you've got enough people there.
Every spring, rural fire departments across the state struggle to deal with out-of-controlled burns. Orr says he's seen many fences burned up on property where proper precautions were not followed. The owner of the lodge that hosts the Testicle Festival has decided to end the annual event in Clinton due to the multitude of incidents, including fatal crashes that have been caused by festival goers throughout the years. The Missoulian reported yesterday Rock Creek Lodge owner Matt Powers has shuttered the event after 35 years. Powers said his decision came down to him being able to be proud of how he makes a living. 2 people were killed and 7 others injured at last year's festival in a traffic incident where a festival goer is accused of grabbing the wheel of a shuttle, causing it to flip. In 2012, an 8-year-old was killed in collision with a festival goer who stole a lodge-owned vehicle. Multiple stabbings have also occurred at the festival. And organizers in Butte have canceled this summer's Evel Knievel Days festival due to a lack of funding. Organizers announced the cancellation yesterday. KTVM television reports organizers of the event that celebrates the city's famous motorcycle daredevil were only able to come up with a fraction of the needed sponsorship money. They said asking Butte businesses to shoulder the costs of multiple events within a few weeks of each other is unfair and unsustainable. Butte holds a Freedom Festival July 3rd and 4th and the Montana Folk Festival July 13th through the 15th. Knievel Days were scheduled for July 26th to the 28th, and the Irish Festival Henri Ra is set for August 10th to the 12th. Knievel Days had been held for 16 years. Finally, Montana State University received $378,000 in suicide prevention grants to expand 2 programs. A $221,000 grant will improve a program that offers online videos that teach adults coping strategies to reduce anxiety and depression. The videos offered under the Thrive Montana program are chosen based on the person's answers to a series of questions. Thrive Montana was launched as a pilot project in 2017 and reached 464 people in 100 communities and was improved based on their feedback. Montana has been in the top 5 for suicide rate over the past 3 decades. Our News Talk time now, 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Beautiful weather this week in western Montana. Today, high temperatures into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees under sunny skies. It will be even warmer over the next few days into the mid-70s, possibly reaching 80 degrees by Friday. I'm meteorologist Anthony Franz for KECI 13.